Well, I think we're live. What was that? Did we have a little thing? I was told we would have like a little 10-second intro, and if we did, here's what wound up happening. I didn't see it. My computer is running PJ on I don't know. I got too many windows open is really what a bottom lines down to this thing. But hey, it's good to see everyone. Hopefully my mic works. PJ Glasser jumping in for us. I am Adam Kaufman. PJ is the new Danny Burke, at least as relates to off the bump. No pressure, big shoes to fill, but equally excited that you're here, my friend. Of course, you are familiar to the network. Everybody knows and loves you. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Good to be with you. Excited for off the bump and doing some shows with you. Hopefully a lot of winners here on the show. It's been a great sports day so far. I've been keeping track of some of the baseball games going on, but I'm a big golf guy, so I've been watching a little US Open, World Cup, tuning into as well. I know we were talking before we hopped on. You had a bet in the Czechia game. I stayed away, to be honest with you, Kaufman. I've been struggling a little bit with some of these games. It's like one day all the unders hit, the next day every game's a draw. Then the next, the unders that I love the England-Croatia under yesterday. That's over in the first half. It's like the only game I think it's combined for 3. So I'll pick and choose my spots here. I don't think I'm going to do anything in the World Cup today. Obviously, we'll dive into these baseball games, but it's great having all these sports on a Thursday morning, afternoon in June. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that Canada under was beloved, I feel like, across the industry. And like you said, dead by half. That's another one today, though. A lot of people I've seen, including, I think, our own Shags here at the network, but I've seen multiple people across the space on a parlay of Canada money line under alt total 3.5. So a lot of people are going right back to unders for Canada. I think the big belief, though, is that really stems from Qatar's not going to score. And so you're going to fit, so some people are either doing Canada to 0, getting a nice number on that, or again, an under in the match by itself, Canada with the lay to the alt under, just assuming that, well, all right, you're not going to get any goals on one side. Canada's not going to score any more than 3. That's the quote unquote conservative play. And that's how some people are electing to use the boosts, if you will. And I did, in fact, for one of mine.
I got to tell you, the game I'm really looking forward to, though, tonight is the nightcap, Mexico and South Korea, because Mexico is going to be playing on home turf. But this South Korea team, man, I liked what I saw against Canada when they played them. So it could be, or whoever they played in their first game. I can't remember, but or Czechia. They played Czechia in their first game. They were impressive. They dominated that game. And Mexico, not all that convincing in their first match. They scored some early goals and then kind of just reined it in a little bit. So I think that could be a fun game tonight. But it's always interesting in those second matches, Adam, where you have all these like preconceptions of what these teams are going to look like. Everybody has their thoughts. And then, as you know how it works, the team plays a game, and then all of a sudden we're so hard to judge these teams, right? We make all our assumptions, everything's out the window. So now that we'll see these teams a second time, it'll be interesting to see how some of them fare after some great performances in the first game or after some bad performances.
Stifler shouting out both teams to score in that match, Mexico, South Korea at -110. I have seen that. I have also seen some people on the no. I have seen probably the most people on the draw. So if you are one of those people that wants to, and hopefully you did to start the day, if you fall into this category, if you've been blind betting draws so far, boring as that sounds, I realize, going into the day, that was hitting on a ridiculous clip, an absurd clip to where people were, I think through yesterday, if I remember the stat, up 27, 28 units if you were just blind betting $100 on the draw for every match. Obviously, that was inflated by, the scoreless draw that Spain played in. But even if you take that one out of it, you're getting lots of money for draws. And of course, with that late goal, we got one to start off the day as well. I mentioned a lot of people like it in the Mexico, South Korea nightcap a little bit later. I haven't really jumped in. I don't know. I'm hesitant to do so. It feels like I'm a little late to the party, right? Like I would just be sort of chasing at this point in time. But who knows? Have you dipped your foot into those waters at all?
Not too much. Again, I'm kind of no bets for me today.
Sure.
I've watched as many of these teams as I can in their first game, but I honestly like it better when they get to the knockout round. I don't love betting these like three-way, the money lines or the draws. I like just betting teams to advance to the next round. We get the extra time. You can bet fun things like will the game go to penalty kicks, all those sorts of options. So I usually get more involved when we go to the later rounds. But I'm definitely, watching and picking and choosing my spots. I had to save some money in the bank account this week for some U.S. Open bets. So that was in my head. Once that's done, though, College World Series is done, though. And then it's really just like the World Cup and it's the World Cup in baseball for like 3 weeks or so. That's when I'll probably start diving in a little bit. Where are you? Do you know where you're watching the U.S. game tomorrow? Have you figured that out yet?
There's some friends of mine are hosting a watch party in the middle of the day and it's at a restaurant, so they invited like 200 people. I don't know if I'm going to go. I'm sure my kids will want to go. We'll see. I'm trying to think whether I've got any given wager at 1 Eastern, so I guess I would technically be available after that. So maybe I'll find my way over there. It's not like kids want to be going to school this time of the year.
No.
I mean, we're into mid, almost late June at this point in time. Exactly. So we'll see. That could come into play. What about you?
I gotta work. Gotta do another job tomorrow during that. So we'll have it on in the studio, and we'll be watching the game in the background, which should be a good time. But I'm looking forward to it. And after how they played in the first game, I think we're all excited to see what they have for an encore in their second, which would be super interesting. Are you going to go to any games in Foxborough at all?
I'm not. I know a lot of people that either have gone or are going to later matches. I didn't, I looked into it. The tickets are crazy expensive, man.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, like absurdly, especially because it's not like I'm going to go by myself. So if you're going and you're bringing your family, you're talking about, at least $3,000 probably for for 4 or 5 people to get in the door there before you've even eaten or done anything like that. It's kind of, I don't need that. I don't need it enough. I'm sure it would be an insane experience. Obviously across Boston, we've seen, the Tartan Army patrolling around Fenway Park and marching around.
So good.
Scott's making loads of noise. The people from Norway going viral with the rowing up the escalator, so it's look, they've had a ton of fun across the city, and I love to see it. I'm glad they're into it. I bet it would be a lot of fun, to go, but I don't think it's realistic.
It is so expensive. I'm going to the game in Philly next week. I was able to get some decently priced tickets. I'm going to the Ivory Coast and who is Ivory Coast playing? Curacao. That's the game. Yeah. See, I don't even care who I'm seeing. I just want to go for the vibes. It was like you said, everything's close to like 4 figures. This ticket was like 250, in that range, $300. And I'm like, all right, like still a little pricey, but how many times am I going to get to a World Cup game? What got me though, parking. So I'm going to the one in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Parking. How much do you think parking is to park? Because for people that aren't familiar with like Philadelphia, all those stadiums are in the same area, right? They all kind of share the same big parking lot. So to park in that lot, how much do you think it is for a pass?
So I'm glad you asked that. So I'll bring this back to Foxborough for a second. My kids, strangely enough, have, more than anything, they've said like, how much do you think parking is for these And I have no idea. And I should ask some friends that have gone just because I am curious. To park at Gillette for they don't charge you for a Revolution game, but for a Patriots game, I think it's like $50 or something, $50-$60. And then there's surrounding, lots that you can walk up the highway basically, but even those are crazy expensive. So I'm trying to use that to then decipher what it would be elsewhere in a, different geographical situation. You said the get-in price was like $250, $300. So to park, $75.
$125.
That's nuts. That's crazy.
Like, what are we doing? Because I'm with you. Most sporting events, you get the parking up close. It's like 40,
Right.
$50, right? I was kind of expecting something in the 60, 70 range. 125. I mean,
That's
what a
nuts.
money grab that is.
Yeah.
But they know people will pay it.
Down there?
Say again?
You take public transportation?
I could. It's just easy for me to drive. You know, I'm in DC, so
Yeah.
I'll just make the 2.5 hour drive up and back. I thought about, like parking somewhere in the city, like in a garage, and then maybe taking the trip, but it's just too much. So I'll bite the bullet and pay it. But I'm just like that. 125 is just ridiculous, man.
Stifler in the chat, has the cough opened its own FanDuel account yet? That thing is here to stay. Stifler, it's a great question. And you know what? I would get sign-up bonuses galore and just another account with more boost options. So I should look into it. I should explore. This is Off the Bump, which I know we've been doing soccer talk, and even we'll do maybe a little more golf talk later, because I am curious what you're sweating here on round one of the U.S. Open. The majors are obviously always a little bit more interesting, but baseball, afternoon baseball. So it's a funny Thursday. Typically, so there are two things at play here, I guess. Historically, this show has come at you at 6 o'clock Eastern, not 4 o'clock. Usually 4 o'clock is reserved for No Plays Off. You may have noticed, hey, I'm here. Where's Sia? Where's Thorb? The reason there's no Plays Off, not only today, but this week, Thorb is traveling, I think, spending all of his Knicks winnings on something. And so Sia and I, we took a little back seat. It's the three of us. We thrive together. It's a chemistry thing. And so when one is missing, we either furiously try and reschedule and rearrange, or we just punt on the week. And so we punted this week. We'll be back at you next week. Off the Bump, I assume we'll shift back to 6 o'clock Eastern next week. But for today, what makes this day a little interesting, a little different, a little funny is that we've just, got more games to work with here. We got multiple games in progress. One's already gone final, but with the earlier start, we got another game, Orioles Mariners, just underway that we can, nothing has happened. It's the first inning, so I don't know if you have anything for this one. And then obviously we have a slew of games later. We do not, however, have Giants and Braves. That one has goofy ass series with the weather, but that one has been rained out and a makeup scheduled for the end of August. So that's fine. I had used a boost on the Giants in that one, but that explains why the boost is back in my account. I didn't realize that had gotten postponed. So there we have it. But afternoon, let's before we recap, games that are in progress. Orioles, Mariners a decent sized favorite going into this one. Ballpark -150, depending on where you do your shopping, obviously. I like Brian Wu, but I didn't personally have a great edge in this game. I don't know if you're invested in all where you decide to go or how you looked at it.
The only thing I was considering is the over at 7.5. Seattle and San Francisco generally are the two of the best pitchers parks, right? Especially at night in San Francisco when you get the wind blowing off of the bay, and Seattle, just very good pitchers park. So anytime there are day games in those two parks, I always tend to like the over, especially when it's usually the same numbers as what you would get for a day for a night game. We know Seattle's pitching is really good. You mentioned Brian Wu is on the mound. He's been a little shaky, though. Adam, in his last few starts, he's given up 4 earned runs in 3 of his last 4 starts. And he faced this Orioles team last week in Baltimore, and he gave up 7 hits and 7 earned runs. Now, I got into trouble yesterday because I liked the first 5 over 4 runs. They ended up finishing with 3 because Bradish and Kirby both faced the other team's lineup when those two teams met up last week. And both lineups had success. I thought they would have success again. Didn't quite happen. Bradish made some good adjustments. So I'm a little nervous about going back to the well for this game. You would think Wu would make the proper adjustments. Baz on the other side for Baltimore has given up 3 earned runs or more in 5 of his last 8 starts. 2 of the 3 where he didn't was when he was facing his former team in Tampa Bay. So outside of really Baz facing the Rays for the last month plus, he hasn't been all that great for the Orioles. A lot of the Orioles pitchers this season, Adam, and I'm an O's fan, so I could speak to this because I watch it just about every day. They're good like the first time through the order, second time through the order. Once they get to that fifth, sixth inning, third time through the order, that's where they really struggle. And I think some of that could potentially happen again today. So I didn't end up betting it, but I did consider the over at 7.5 just because these pitchers have been a little dicey. It's a day game, getaway for Baltimore. So I think maybe you could see some runs.
We pull up some current odds on this game, which again, you're not going to see too much movement. The line movement will change every half inning based on who's batting, so long as it's scoreless. For instance, the Orioles don't do anything in the top of the first. Now the Mariners are batting, so that line jumps all the way to minus 170 because the favorite becomes a greater favorite because now, of course, extra bats to work with. So we'll see what ends up happening there. Again, you'll get pre-flop numbers more or less if Seattle doesn't score here, goes scoreless top of the second, but we will find out. That total's still sitting at 7.5. It is juiced to the under at right around minus 135. Now, Guardians and Brewers. This one's going the seventh inning stretch here, and everything's locked up with the inning change. We'll see what it looks like in a moment. But the Brewers, they were a popular favorite this afternoon. I am invested in Milwaukee just as part of streak betting. And I'll get to that. I'll clue you in on what I do around here. But I didn't love the spot for Milwaukee. The Brewers, though, were leading 1-0, and then it was 1-1. Then they were up 2-1 for a little while. Cleveland's gone ahead again 4-2. Is this a decent spot to you to invest in Milwaukee on the live line? And obviously you'll get plus money. We'll see exactly what those plus money odds are here. But I don't know how you felt about Milwaukee going into the day, how you feel about them now with still 9 outs to play with, depending on how this goes.
Cleveland, for me, is a wait-and-see team over the next week or so because of the Ramirez injury. I kind of want to see what the offense looks like. I mean, anybody that follows baseball knows that's one of the most underrated players in the game. He's been doing it for a long time. He's been the heart of that lineup. So for a Guardians team that usually relies on their pitching and usually relies on Ramirez to do a bulk of the heavy lifting on offense, I kind of wanted to wait and see with them, especially going up against the Brewers team that's having another good season. But then part of me is like, this is what Cleveland does, Adam. How many times do we come into a season, oh, this is the year Cleveland's going to take a step back? Yeah. I'm just not seeing it, right? I like the Royals this year. Oh, the Tigers are going to have another good season. And then here we are getting ready for the 4th of July in a couple weeks, and Cleveland is finding themselves towards the top of the AL Central. They're battling right there with Chicago. So this is what they do. It feels like whenever people doubt them, their backs are against the wall when they play their best baseball. I didn't end up betting anything. I don't really have any interest in Milwaukee live because of the Cleveland bullpen. So ultimately another stay away for me. But I do think moving forward, you could get some good value potentially with the Guardians because of the Ramirez injury. The market's being a little shy on them. You could get some good value, man, because this is just what this team does. I mean, they lose guys, they get doubted, and they show up and they win games.
So the Brewers were plus 330 when the inning began. I'm now seeing plus 285. And the only influence there's nobody on base, nobody out. It just seems to be the fact that it's a 2-0 count, and it's moved the line that much on the first batter. So, again, something to keep an eye on here. We'll see if the Brewers can get the tying man at the plate and, obviously get the leadoff man aboard. But remains to be seen. Meanwhile, the only other game, we got one final to get into, but the only other game that's going on right now, playing out how I thought it would, how I think a lot of people thought it would, the Twins were not overwhelming favorites on the road in Texas, but slightly favored in a matchup of Joe Ryan, Jack Leiter. Leiter, of course, has been wildly inconsistent this year, not at all living up to the hype, the billing that, it feels like years have been building toward. And for Ryan, I just, again, continue to be impressed by him. I think he's one of the better pitchers in the American League, not Cy Young caliber or anything like that, but he's steady, puts up solid numbers, a guy that I consistently wait and wonder, is he going to get traded and where is he going to go if he does? Hasn't happened as of yet, obviously, but I liked Minnesota today, put him in a parlay. Twins are seemingly comfortably ahead. 6-0 right now, top 6. You're getting 20-1 on Texas if you did want to invest in that lineup. Maybe more interesting, though, PJ, is you have got a total of 9.5. So that's plus 110 to the over, though. Any comfort with roughly four innings still to go that we'll get 4 more runs in this game?
I don't know about the 4 runs, but I kind of do like Texas a little bit at the on the run line at the plus money. I think investing in some 5.5 for them to make a little bit of a comeback. I don't think they'll win the game, but I think, yeah, I mean, we know how it works in baseball with these aces, right? Normally they don't have blowout wins like this generally, and maybe Joe Ryan is due for one, but I'm going back through and I'm looking at some of his games that he's pitched in recently. Every game this guy pitches for the Twins, Adam, it's like a 1-run game. I'm seeing 9-8, 3-2, 3-2, 2-1, 4-3, 5-3, 9-6. So all these games are generally close. He's obviously pitched great today. This could be one of those games where he comes out, the Minnesota bullpen comes in. They don't use one of their top guys because they have a comfortable lead. And then maybe Texas gets a few, runs towards the end that don't matter to the score, but matter to some of us that bet the 5.5. So if I were to bet anything in the game, maybe not the total, but I think Texas plus the runs at 5.5, especially plus money. Don't think that's a terrible look.
Plus 124, where I'm looking on FanDuel. And again, you can always shop around, obviously. Milwaukee did get the leadoff man aboard and promptly hit into a double play. So now you're looking at plus 470 with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th inning. So as mentioned, only final earlier today was actually a pretty entertaining game. So the Red Sox, big surprise, right? Red Sox lost. Red Sox fell 4-3 at home to the Toronto Blue Jays. Boston was down 3-1 much of this game, and then a pair of home runs, solo shots, I think back-to-back in the 8th inning, tied it, and then top of the 9th, we saw ultimately the Blue Jays go ahead and put this thing away pretty effortlessly in the bottom of the 9th inning. A very rare miscue in terms of performance by Aroldis Chapman, who's been incredible. Took the loss in this one, still has a sub-1 ERA on the year. We all know the Red Sox are an unmitigated disaster and one of the worst teams in baseball as far as I'm concerned. But Blue Jays at plus money with Savage on the mound versus Sonny Gray as the favorite, right around minus 130. I actually was invested in the Blue Jays today, even boosted it. Again, living true to the name, took advantage of one of those 50% boosts that was available on the Donkey Kong book, as our guy Alex likes to say. But happy to cash that one, obviously. What were your expectations going into this game? What do you think of the Red Sox in general?
I mean, like you said, man, just the dumpster fire, a brutal season. The fact they're 14 games under 500, I think, I don't know what's more incredible, the fact that they're 14 games under 500 or they're 12-25 at home this season. I mean, I don't have to tell you, Fenway, normally a tough place to win ball games. It has been a tough place for the Red Sox to win ball games this season. I think that's what's been most surprising. The season's been horrendous. They make the early firing with Cora and some of the guys on the staff, but how bad they've been at home this year has been shocking to watch with the Red Sox. The Blue Jays on the other side, we kind of keep waiting because the AL has been so bad this year, Adam. We keep waiting for like the Blue Jays and Seattle, the two teams that made the ALCS last year, to get going. And it kind of feels like both are like they can't go on like a 7-8 game win streak, but both are slowly starting to kind of turn it around. Both teams are getting a little bit healthier. And I'm a big Savage guy. So anytime you're pretty much getting plus money with him, I'll kind of always be leaning towards the Toronto side, or if it's kind of close to a pick 'em, I'll always lean that way, or maybe like a first 5 with the Blue Jays, something of that range. But yeah, man, the Red Sox, it's been an absolutely brutal season for you and your Sox. If you had to point it to absolutely one thing, like the top thing that frustrates you most with this team, what would you say it is?
Baseball operations, which really goes back to ownership anyway, for putting the same type of person in place, analytically driven, numbers guys more than anything else. No real, I don't want to say no feel for the game, because Craig Breslow is the president of baseball ops or whatever his title is now. And he obviously played the game for a long time, but he is also, a Yale guy, kind of a nerd. And I don't say that in a disparaging way. I say that like you have, your Dave Dombrowski's, your true like baseball people, if you will, who was here previously. And then you have on the other side of the coin, guys like Breslow, Chaim Bloom, who was here before him. It's just they have really veered away from any sort of intelligent way to build a ball club, catering to their ballpark, the approach offensively. Obviously, the pitching has been fine, defense has been fine, but not going out and getting any sort of power hitter to speak of outside of Wilson Contreras was a visible misstep at the time and has only made them look worse and worse and worse. And that comes on the heels of a postseason exit when they were preaching, we need power in our lineup, and then didn't address it. So that goes again back to ownership. You just saw Stifler's comment there about John Henry, the owner, and I just think ultimately the Red Sox have, not just this year, in recent years, really most years since winning that latest title in 2018, they've kind of became a line item on a spreadsheet. They've just been a team that, they don't generate nearly the revenue that a, team like Liverpool does, another team club that's in the portfolio of the Fenway Sports Group. And so it's just, I don't think they generally care about winning and losing anymore. That's the most unfortunate part. I would like to see them, not that this is going to happen, I'd like to see them lose 120 games, get completely, totally embarrassed. I think that is the only thing that will wake them up and send the message, is if, you get embarrassed on the field and fans start to revolt a little bit.
Which, I mean, as you know, in Boston could happen sooner rather than later. Sure. So we'll see what happens. I think that's well said, though. I know a lot of my Red Sox fans are frustrated, and they've kind of said it similar to what you have, but it's almost like they operate like they're the Tampa Bay Rays when they have Red Sox money. You know what I mean? Yep. Like you could be after some of these big name guys. You could approach it and try and go after the best players like the Dodgers obviously do, the Yankees try and do, and the Padres, the Mets have done, but they don't do that. They've kind of gone about it this analytical way and just hasn't worked for them so far. Maybe this is kind of the season that organization needs, is a wake-up call to shake things up. I don't know if it's coming. Sounds like you don't know if it's necessarily coming, and maybe, like you said, it's going to take just the fans going absolutely ballistic for something to happen.
Yeah, I don't even know, candidly, if they're going to be sellers at the trade deadline. They should be. Yeah. I just don't know if they will be. I don't know if they have it in them. They tend to try and walk that line a little bit. Jerry in the chat, by the way, shouting out, Mariners already up 3-0. He took the over 7.5 when you mentioned it. So good on you. Good on Jerry, trying to make the people money out there. And we got a couple thousand watching live across Twitter and Twitch. So we thank you guys for hanging out. We are going to preview tonight's baseball games. Decent slate for a Thursday. But again, those are the games in progress right now. The Brewers are down 4-2, but it's still bottom 7. 2 men aboard. The go-ahead run at the plate. See if they can do anything with it here. I certainly hope so. Meanwhile, the Twins still up 6-0 in Texas. Proper Patch said he took the nerf. He made it to the bottom of the first with 2 outs and 2 strikes, and then it came to an end on that. Sucks. That's I mean, I've been there.
Brutal. Oh yeah, we all have. That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, I love a good nerfy sweat.
Now, when something like that happens, are you just done the rest of the day, or are you like,
no? Because I'm a volume guy. Like for better or worse, I wouldn't say I chase, because I don't just start throwing money at stuff irresponsibly, but I do definitely maybe look at other spots, a little more closely. Yesterday's a good example. So I had a couple of parlays go down early in the day through, one of them I was irate because I did it to myself without even thinking, which is the worst. That's the worst kind of loss. You build something out and it just doesn't come to fruition because, hey, it's sports, it's unpredictable. That's one thing. The other is when there were ways around it, and I was just rushed, or I rushed myself, in terms of where I was on the clock to get this play in. So what happened was I had built out a 3-team parlay, a baseball parlay, and it was the Cubs, who obviously smashed, the Diamondbacks, who smashed, and the other one was the Dodgers, who won 5-4. Okay. So you're probably sitting here going, well, they all hit. What's the problem? Here's the problem. In order to qualify for a boost that I wanted to use, it had to be a same game parlay. So I couldn't just do 3 legs parlay. I hit the whatever plus 300 odds. I was good. Had to be an SGP in order to qualify for that, 25, 30, whatever percent on top. So I'm looking at the 3 games. What do I want to do? Which game do I feel the best about? I felt the best about the Dodgers. Naturally, it was the closest game, but I'm like, Ohtani's on the mound. I feel good about this spot. Historically, what I would have done, and I don't know why it didn't even occur to me yesterday, is I would have thrown in a real low, quote unquote, gimme strikeout total for Ohtani, right? Like 3 or 4 plus strikeouts, throw it in, it's an SGP, boom, we have a winner. Instead, what I decided to do, and I'm still kicking myself because I just didn't even think of that, was like, well, I love the Dodgers today. So if I love the Dodgers full, I'm going to put the Dodgers first 5. So I put the Dodgers first 5 money line in there. Here's how this plays out for anyone that does not know. They're up 2-0, I believe, in the bottom of the 4th inning. Go to the top of the 5th, proceed to allow 4 runs. So they're down 4-2, bottom 5. They load the bases with nobody out. I'm thinking, I've got to get 2 here. So long as I get 2 here, we void the leg, we're still live, we're good. It's fine. They score 1. That's it. Inning over. 4-3. Bet dead. Then what happens is Freddie Freeman in the bottom of the 6th inning hits a 2-run homer and they win it 5-4. That's it. So I liked the full the most, wanted to lean into the full, didn't want to mess around with the first 5, and instead, again, opt for the first 5 instead of the Ohtani Ks. And this was not like we're talking about $150 or something like that I would have won, not invested. So I'm not talking about life-changing money.
Right.
But when a bet goes south that you kind of read the right way, but just sort of executed the wrong way, that really burns me. And so to go full circle back to sort of the chase thing, and it ultimately was a good day in the WNBA, and some stuff as the day went on for the World Cup went well. So I finished up. It was a green day, like no harm, no foul. But I threw a little extra than I probably would have otherwise on the who was it last night? Who played the final World Cup match? Colombia. Right? Colombia was. So yeah. So I invested in a Colombia money line and then 2+ goals situation and took that up, and that was part of making me whole. But that parlay, man, really annoying.
Yeah.
And by the way, the Brewers loaded the bases and didn't do anything, so that's also annoying.
That is unfortunate. And the Twins tacked on another run, so that's 7-0. So if I like Texas at 5.5, you can get them at 6.5 now against Minnesota. So there you go. But yeah, I'm with you. Look, as we all know, betting's tough, but if you have good analysis, if you have good reasoning, if you feel like you're making a good bet, then I'm good. It's when you lose the games where you're just kind of sitting there and you're just going back and forth. Like, should I throw something on this game? I know I shouldn't, but then you lose money that way. It's like those kinds of losses.
Yeah.
And then obviously when you suffer bad beats, like that's brutal. But
when you just talk yourself into the bet, you didn't even,
exactly
like it, want it.
That's why I'm staying away from these
scored, by the way. So it's 1-0 in the 74th minute, Switzerland, and which is another thing that annoys me because my World Cup parlay that I had built out, that's dead, by the way. I had the Czechs to win on the money line, Swiss to win on the money line, Canada to win on the money line, and I think I had also done 2+ goals in one of those because, again, it had to be an SGP. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that should still be live, if not for the Czechs allowing that late goal in the 84th minute or whatever it was. Meanwhile, our guy Beast in the chat, he and I are both chasing a hit for Buxton today for the Twins. And of course, they put up 7 runs through 6, and he doesn't have one yet. 0 for 4. Not great.
No, that's tough. That is
He
tough.
should get one more opportunity, though.
Yeah, he definitely has a chance.
I mean, he'll fly out or something, but he should get one more opportunity.
Yeah, sixth inning, so top of the yeah. I mean, he should get one more. So
Buxton is rapidly going on the list of guys that never do anything when I invest in him. Ever. Every day, and obviously I don't like bet this every day, but every day people love him to homer. People love his HRR. People love Buxton this season. And any time that I dip my toes in those waters, nope. May as well go hitless.
That's Kyle Tucker for me. I can't ever get that guy right. That's my dude. Whenever I bet him, always lets me down. We all have that one person, but you're right. Buxton, I feel like for a lot of people might be that guy.
So streak betting for people. So for anyone that's been riding, and I'm just pulling up my spreadsheet here, so I have it in front of me. So PJ, you're probably unfamiliar with this, so I will give a very brief primer. Rangers did just get on the board, by the way, with a solo homer, Wyatt Langford. So I had mentioned over 9.5 runs at plus money. You're at 8 right now, and you're still in the 6th. What I've been doing this year, I started this as an experiment last year, and it was profitable last year. And I only did it the final couple months of the regular season. So I have now carried it over into a full season to see what ends up happening, is blind betting streaks. Not even looking at the matchups. Don't care who's on the mound. Don't care who's, any of that. Blind betting streaks of wins or losses of at least 3 games. So if a team has won 3 in a row, so long as they're not going against another team that has done the same, I'm on them. Lost 3 in a row, betting against you. That's how we're approaching this. And we have got a high volume of plays, as you might imagine. Here in mid-June, we're already in the ballpark of 450 plays for this season.
Wow.
These are full unit. Well, I mean, a defined unit, but they are equal unit plays. So a team could be like, we're not betting to win a unit. We're betting the unit. So it could be, it could be Milwaukee at minus 150 today, or it could be, Toronto at plus 105. We're putting the same dollar figure on it, is my point. So, yeah, Beast. Cubs are popular. Although I think they've been letting me down lately. I got to look. And I am keeping track of how teams are doing when I invest on them. Not against them, but on them. So the roller coaster that I alluded to before, PJ, we got right out of the chute, like within a week or 2 weeks or whatever it was of the season beginning, we were down 20 units. And I was like, this is not
great.
This is not going the way that I expected it.
Yeah.
Gets hot the other way, and I want to say we got as high as plus, scrolling through my sheet here, we got up as many as 15 units, maybe, like ballpark. So we had a turnaround from down 20 to plus 15. Got scorching hot for a little while. Well, over the course of the last week, we have gone from basically break even to down. Quick math. Well, here, I'll do the actual math. Entering the day down 11 units. Okay. So we are spiraling once again, hoping that today will present better results. Now, we were on the Blue Jays plus money earlier. That came home. We are on the Twins today. Going well so far. Also on the Brewers. Not as great. Looked good for a little while. Not feeling great about it at the moment. Also today on the Yankees. And we were on the Giants, but obviously that was postponed. So I can cross that off my sheet. But those are the plays today. And as far as, to go back to Beast's comment about the Cubs, the teams that are most successful, and I will define that by a 600 or better winning percentage when I bet on them. The Astros fit that category. Cardinals, Cubs are right around 72% success rate, 15-6 specifically. Dodgers are up around 66%. The Rangers, same thing. The Rays are about 70%, 18-8. And the Yankees are at about 70%. Those are the most successful teams so far. There are also some bad ones, naturally. Ironically, the only team, most are in double figures at this point. The only team that I both have not won with, but have also only bet on 2 times this entire year, my Boston Red Sox. They are 0-2.
Oh man,
that's because they don't go on any good streaks. They only go on the bet against streaks.
Only the bad. That's great. Now the Cubs, I mean, because they had that 11-game win streak, and then they had like a 9-game losing streak. So they are the absolute perfect team.
And they had another 10-game win streak. So they had multiple 10-game winning streaks and a 10-game losing streak.
That's all. I like that. Something I've always wanted to track. I've always wanted to know what a team does the day after they win by 10 or more runs, or the day that they lose by 10 or more runs, what they do the next day, right? Because to me, that's the beauty of baseball. I feel like teams that always get absolutely smoked come right back and play pretty well the next day. But that's something I've wanted to track. But I like your streak theory. And again, now that we're starting to get towards the dog days of summer, June, July, you're going to get plenty of opportunities to bet these. So hopefully, there'll definitely be some variance. There'll be some ups and downs, but I'm hoping that that's profitable for you.
Yeah, as long as, I don't mind the roller coaster. Obviously, I'd prefer to win every day, but so long as it's green at the end of the year, then the experiment will have proved fruitful. So we're going to find out. Meanwhile, we got McNeese and A-Biz both stretching at the exact same time down below in our little window here. Like both of literally, but I'm looking down as I'm talking, both of them at the same time, and I don't think they noticed. I don't think it was intentional. They're just equally bored listening to me. They both go like they just got out of fucking bed.
Team stretching. I saw Alex stretching. I didn't see McNeese stretching. That's
didn't realize we'd reached the 7th inning stretch portion of the show. But I guess we are sitting about 45 minutes in.
Yeah, I was gonna say pretty much. So good.
Beast just wants to hear about the boosts. I could tell you so many boost stories that are just in play today, Beast. U.S. Open and otherwise. And I am curious who you're sweating at the Open. I want to get to that, but. In the time that we do have, God, Guardians are threatening for more. 2 out, runners at the corners. It's still 4-2. We'll see. Rangers, you got another run, so you need one more if you played that plus money over 9.5. Obviously, you're not getting nearly the same line right now. We're looking at 11.5 juice to the over in that game now, right around minus 160. Now plus money at okay, it's 11.5 plus 102. It just moved. 11.5 plus 102 because they got to the end of the 6th. The Rangers aren't doing anything now. So we'll see. Mariners threatening for more, already up 3-0, by the way. So, yeah, let's chat through what we have in front of us. I told you some of the places that I am invested. I was really kind of looking forward to Giants Braves. I wanted to see if Atlanta would continue to crumble. That was a nice plus 120 play that I had for San Francisco later that obviously got voided out. And I had, again, to the boost, I'd put 100% profit boost on that. So I actually took that up to plus 240, even though, it's not a thing anymore. But Mets, Phillies. So you got Manaea against Nola. This is just one of those spots where I don't want to be near this game. And I don't know about you. I realize Phillies at home. We got weather. Obviously, as a potential problem. I mean, out by me, it's a tornado warning right now. It's not like I'm that far from Philadelphia, so I assume there's going to be rain in the forecast there. Nola has an ERA pushing 6, and Philly is still the favorite. Which team has the better lineup? Yeah, it's Philly, so I get it, and it's the home team. But New York, albeit still minus money, but a minus 102 dog in this one with Manaea on the mound, who has been, at least a bit better than Nola and a smaller sample size. If I wanted to invest in this one, and I don't, I would be on the Mets. I don't know about you.
No thoughts on the side. No thoughts on the total. What I do like, speaking of Manaea, I like his K prop tonight. 6 or more is plus money. Okay. Depending on where you look, you can get maybe like plus 120, plus 130 for that. But what's been interesting with Manaea, Adam, this year, he's only been really pitching like 3 to 4 innings every game. They've only been letting him throw like 60, 70 pitches. In his last start against Atlanta, he went 6 innings and he threw a season high 84 pitches. Both of those were his season highs. So maybe they're starting to give him a little bit of a longer leash going up against the Phillies, who's seen him a decent amount, being that he's been with the Mets for a few years in the division. But he's got great swing and miss stuff, as we know. The Phillies have the 5th lowest walk rate in baseball, so they like to swing. I just think that maybe the price is a little bit better than it should be because of his season-long numbers and how he really hasn't been going that long in games. But, even though it's only been 1 game, I think it's telling to me the fact that he threw a season high in pitches, like they're going to start to ramp him up and let him go a little bit longer into games. So I'm willing at plus money to buy in on that with Manaea 6 or more strikeouts tonight against Philadelphia. So again, nothing side for me, nothing total. I think the fact that the total is 10, a lot of times when you're betting baseball, you get 10s at like Wrigley when the wind's blowing out. You obviously get it at Coors Field or Sacramento. It's sort of these other places. You normally don't see a lot of 10s at Citizens Bank. So the fact that you're getting that tells me that maybe you could see some runs potentially. And again, if you're going to see some runs, maybe you'll see some home runs. And I like that for strikeouts for a pitcher if you're either going to be strikeouts or homers. So I like the 6+ Ks for Manaea.
Schwarber? I mean, everybody wants to bet him every day.
I know.
Dude's going yard?
He could. I mean,
the odds are good. I'm pulling him up now. I bet his odds suck.
Probably.
Let's see.
Maybe the fact he's facing a lefty would be the only thing that make him feel okay, but probably not.
Yeah,
not
plus
great.
220. Now, if you did want to, take it to a moonshot, 420 plus, that's 6 to 1. Or a laser, 110 miles an hour off the bat there, 850. Just a thought.
Yeah, I'll pass on the Schwarber bomb, which means he'll probably go deep. But I'll just go with the Manaea strikeout prop.
White Sox at the Yankees. White Sox are frisky, man. They're sitting 4 games over 500. They win a lot of games that you don't think they're going to. They have Burke on the mound against Weathers. And this is more about the line. Like, should the Yankees win? Sure. Am I invested in the Yankees already because of streak betting? Yes. But do I like the Yankees at almost minus 180? No, not even a little bit. To me, the value absolutely is in the White Sox in that spot. Even if you wanted to play it more conservatively and do White Sox, plus 1.5. Now, granted, you have juice on that at right around minus 140. But, man, Yankees in that minus 170, minus 180 ballpark is a lot when you have Weathers on the mound. It's not like we're talking about Cole or Schlittler or somebody like that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, another weight, because I agree with you. I kind of like the White Sox a little bit. I kind of like the team total over for Chicago at 4.5 plus 105, right? Because that could be another way to go about it. Maybe you don't trust the pitching. It looks like they've made a late pitching scratch. Sean Burke was going to start for them. Now Brian Hudson is going to end up starting for Chicago. But you mentioned it with Weathers. I mean, he's been getting lit up as of late. 4 of his last 5 starts, he's given up 5 earned runs or more. And the White Sox have the 3rd highest OPS against lefties. So they've been smashing lefties this year. And you're playing in that ballpark with the right field. That's obviously Little League. I like the team total over 4.5 a little bit for the White Sox plus money.
Swiss have scored 2 goals just in the last little bit. It's 3-0 now. Switzerland is just running away in this one, and they're approaching stoppage time too. So that one is over for all intents and purposes. Again, Swiss were the favorites, but hopefully people didn't invest in the under in this one. Yeah, 3 in the last 16 minutes. That's nuts.
Wow.
Cardinals Royals. Again, a couple of mediocre guys on the mound. Libator against Cameron. This game pretty damn close to a pick 'em. You know, you're getting Kansas City as a narrow minus 115 or so favorite. Cardinals are the superior team, but again, I just don't. This is one of those games where I don't know about you, but I probably am staying away from the side and targeting over 8.5 runs. And you're paying right around minus 125 on that. But I just think we're getting production here in this one.
I would tend to agree. The total would be the look. The side is a total stay away from me. This game stinks, doesn't it? The Royals being a favorite. They're 15 games below 500. They're favored against a team that's 8 games above 500. And what's crazy, Adam, is both of these starters, the Royals have lost 7 of the last 8 games that Noah Cameron has started. And the Cardinals have won 6 of the last 8 games that Libator has started. So the line, the game, all of it just stinks. Like, this is one of those, I look at it, it feels like St. Louis is too easy, and maybe it just is because the Royals are terrible. But I'm staying away from this one. And like you said, I think if you had to bet it at all, probably the over would be the way to go.
Brings us to a game that most people are going to like the over just by default of it being in Sacramento, and that is the Angels and A's, a total of 10 right on the nose, at least where I'm looking here. And it's, you know, a perfect pick, a minus 110 aside. You have the A's who are favored with Jump on the mound opposite Siriano. I actually would tend to look toward, a lot of people have been on the A's today that I pay attention to in the space, you know, track it on the Action app and that kind of thing. But honestly, even though they are inferior, they suck. Soriano, I like enough to say almost plus 140 on the money line for the dog here, where I'm just expecting runs. You know, a lot of people think Mike Trout's going to homer and on and on. Like, if you think there's going to be production here against the A's in Sacramento, I would look at the dog, or an alternative to that. And the number's not quite as good, but it's still plus money. Take the variance of the bullpens out of it, lean into the starting pitchers. Again, Soriano's got a sub-3 ERA this year. Think he goes out and deals and maybe the Angels fall apart late? That's okay. First 5 money line on LA is plus 122.
I like the first 5 look. I just took them full game money line. I actually wrote about this game on the website, so go check that out for my previews today. I do like the Angels for everything that you said, the plus money price. It's getting too high now at plus 140. You're getting the way better pitcher with Soriano. Gage Jump has been okay for the A's this year. He's pitched in 4 games, got a 3.09 ERA. He's been decent for him. But Soriano has been terrific for the Angels. And Adam, he got off to a historic start. He gave up 1 earned run in his first 37 2/3 innings pitched this season. He was untouchable. He's been a little bit more human lately, but really, they played the Dodgers twice. He faced LA's lineup twice and didn't have good outings. And that's kind of skewed the metrics a little bit. If you take away those games, he's still been really, really good. So I think, like you're getting the better pitcher. I think the line's gotten too high, so I do like the Angels. And as scary as it is in that ballpark, I would actually lean towards the under as well, because I think Soriano's that good. The Angels lineup, as we know, is not very good. Jump has been solid this season. So this, to me, kind of feels like maybe like a 4-2 Angels win, somewhere in that neighborhood. So I like under, and I like Angels plus money.
Our guy Biz is lamenting his under 3.5 on the Swiss game because it is now 3-1.
What the hell happened?
4 goals in the last 20 minutes.
20 minutes and was 4 goals?
You thought that was cashed, man. Been there.
That is so brutal.
That's
Swiss and under 3.5. Yeah, you can't feel good ever. Here's what you can feel good about. If you want to jump in again on just blind system betting kind of thing, talked about earlier how profitable draws have been. Well, this has been the most profitable bet. Blind bet both teams to score. That is hit with again, it's 2 for 2 today. That is hit. I heard somebody say this earlier, at almost 80% now of the tournament, both teams to score. That's the bet. That's the one that you should be betting just blindly on every match that we are seeing in this tournament right now. The only problem is, and the person who I heard say this did acknowledge this, 4 years ago at the World Cup, that hit at the, I don't know if it was at this stage or for the whole tournament, but that hit at below 50%. It hit like 44%. So this is an unusual amount of goals that we are getting here in this competition, obviously, but it's going well right now. Maybe jump in.
Kind of love that for the South Korea-Mexico game. I'm looking, it's like minus 115 at some spots. That to me feels like a both teams to score. The Qatar game makes me a little nervous, right? I don't know if I want to do that against Canada playing in their home country, but that Mexico-South Korea game's got some potential. 80%.
I got a little dirty in that game. I took both teams to score and the draw.
So what'd you get? Like 4-1 on that?
Yeah.
I like that. I really think South Korea might win that game. Like I would not
it's
shock
4-1. They got another one?
Yeah, they did score again.
That's good for my fantasy squad with McNeese.
Did that
five goals in 23 minutes is insane.
Did that keeper just quit? I mean, you know what? I'm done. This can't get much worse. I'm out.
No.
Over at the U.S. Open, by the way, we have a new leader, at least for now, through 8 holes, not even halfway through his opening round there at Shinnecock, and that's the American Ryder Cowan, 3 under to take a 1-shot lead on top of Sam Stevens, who is in the clubhouse, and then several others who are sitting at 2 under right now early in their rounds. Bryson DeChambeau, Billy Horschel is 2 under through 3. Wyndham Clark is on that list as well. So, yeah, pretty impressive showing for the afternoon crew here in this one. Although I do wonder if weather's going to be a problem and this round gets suspended at some point.
Shinnecock has been as advertised. I was on yesterday with the guys on Betspresso, and my favorite stat and trend that I saw this week out of the U.S. Open was this is the 6th time they're playing the U.S. Open at Shinnecock. The previous 5, I think there have been like 650 golfers or something that have teed it up. There have only been 3 that finished the week under par. That's it. Out of those 600. And so this might be the toughest course in the entire country. I mean, it's just brutal. The winds today have been insane. So there's a reason why, the morning wave, there was only one guy that shot 2 under. Everybody else was pretty much plus or even or whatever it was. This afternoon wave's getting off to a little bit of a decent start. We'll see if they can maintain it. Bryson getting out to a 2 under start, a little surprising with kind of how he's played so far in the majors. But we're going to have a fun weekend because of how tough this course is and how jumbled the leaderboard is going to be. You could have a bunch of guys in the mix coming down to the wire on Sunday.
Well, I need a good performance out of Matt Fitzpatrick, and he's sitting 2 over through 5. T74 right now. Dude needs to get it together.
Yeah, that's not great. I'm invested big on Russell Henley this week. He's 1 over so far. Xander Schauffele, I liked him this week, top 20. He's finished top 15 9 straight times at the U.S. Open. 9 straight times. And he was like minus 120 this week, minus 115. And here he is off to a 2 under start. The harder the course, the better Xander plays. So I didn't bet him to win, but every year when the U.S. Open comes around, that's always the first bet that I make, Xander top 20.
Golf is not my specialty. What's the cut line criteria going to be for this tournament?
For U.S. Open, it's top 65 in ties, I believe. Top 60, top 65 in ties. I think the last time it was played at Shinnecock, the cut was like 8 over or something like that. So you could see something very similar potentially this year, maybe like 6 over, 7 under range. But I believe it's top 65 in ties make it to the league.
Yeah, I mean, right now that would only be 1 over, but we got a long way to go, obviously.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see, man. It's gonna be fun. I was watching a lot this morning, and it is brutal out there. Scotty had a difficult first round. I think he finished it 3 over, I want to say, today. And Rory had a good start. He's 1 over on his tournament. So Scotty finished 2 over. So he ended up having a pretty decent finish, still right there in contention. So maybe he could be a good live look potentially going in over the next 3 days. But It's going to be fun, man. I'm excited to watch it.
We don't have to build out a show parlay or anything if we don't want to, but what would you say are your favorite plays the remainder of the day?
I do like the Angels money line. I think we've talked, at least I've talked kind of with you, talking myself into that White Sox team total over 4.5. Yeah. I like that a little bit. So those would probably be my two favorite plays. Would be the White Sox team total over and Angels money line tonight.
Put those things together with Canada money line and 2+ goals or something like that. Yeah.
Both teams
not both teams to score. Not in that one.
No, the South Korea game.
Yeah.
South Korea game. Yeah, like that.
Listen, V, don't give me your shit. I wanted to be with you yesterday, but my son's playoff soccer game took priority. I missed you. They lost, unfortunately. It was heartbreaking. The season's over. Future Wednesdays, me and you, buddy. Me and you. A little midweek hump day Betspresso.
Was it the playoffs? Your buddy's, your son's game?
It was, yeah. They were in the semifinal of their playoff tournament, and they were up 1-0, and then they were up 1-0 at half. Then it was tied most of the second half, and then they allowed a late goal and fell 2-1. Unfortunately, it was a fun game. It was stressful. I was jumping all around on the sidelines.
Could have gotten some crazy prices on the other team. It sounds like maybe like plus 750 or something like that.
I know, right?
Nice bet on them
sidelines, collecting money for the people. Yeah,
just betting on that. It's good stuff.
Who had both teams to score?
There you go. There's that 80%.
Come full circle.
Still true. Doesn't matter the age. It hits.
That's right. Yeah. All right. Well. Been an hour. It's been fun here with you, PJ, by the way. What are you doing? Did you leave us? You take him down there, Biz?
That man's gone.
He vanished on us? Did PJ get hit by the tornado warning? I was just about to tell him how much I enjoyed working with him. He just left. There he is. He's back.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, what happened there?
My laptop, I was swiping through too many things and it went off. So
yeah, no, I can relate to that. Yeah. Fucking Brewer. Oh my God. Loaded the paces for the second straight inning. They loaded them in the 7th, nothing. They loaded them in the 8th, nothing. They're still down 4-2 going to the 9th. That's just stupid. Get me 2 runs, Milwaukee. Goodness,
I'm hoping the Rangers can hang on for this 5.5. Would be nice. 7-2. So just don't need the Twins to score anymore, and we can cash that. Your over's still got a chance too. The live over.
You just got to get one more.
Just one more.
All right. Well, PJ Glasser, of course, not new to the network, but he is new to Off the Bump and a regular fixture here on this show on Thursdays throughout the baseball season. Again, guessing we'll be back at our normal 6 p.m. Eastern time next week. Very much looking forward to that. PJ, welcome to the family, buddy. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. Adam, enjoyed it, man. Looking forward to many more, and hopefully a winning night tonight. I'm taking that both teams to score, South Korea, Mexico. So let's hope that comes home.
I may tail Biz on the, both teams to score and a draw. Get greedy with it just for some funsies.
Why not?
Yeah, why? It's only money, right?
That's all it is.
SPJ, Sook. Who knows who else on the way? Betspresso coming up next. It's coming your way right now. PJ, see ya. Biz, peace. Later.
See you guys. Don't touch the night, cheated by traveling on the ring. Gonna make you fly, see you die, keep you begging on it. 1, 2, 3, nice down the side, up ahead, up behind. Wanna make you fight, wanna make you fight. No, take it back. No, take it back. No, my friends are taking away. I wanna be a
Another hour right here on the Betting News Network. Excited to have you guys with us. Hope you guys enjoyed Off the Bump with Mr. PJ Glasser and Adam. New intro, indeed. Dog Ronan's been in the lab cooking. We're excited to have you guys with us for another hour right here on the Betting News Network. This is your afternoon bet espresso. Let's just suck. My name's Sweatpants Jesus. We got Bizney in the shadows for just a few minutes before he gets out of here. Suckman, happy Thursday, big dog. How we doing?
Happy Thursday. Missed you guys the last 2 days, and I'll quickly just get this out of the way. Most parades seem kind of boring, and even as a Knicks hater, the Knicks parade had a certain aura to it. The first ever ticker tape parade they've ever had, despite it being their third championship. All the other championships in the 70s were just honored at City Hall, so it was great to see. And did you see all like those guys climbing the scaffoldings and the fire escapes just trying to get vantage points? It was insane pandemonium in New York.
Shout out you for posting incredible graphics across the socials today as the New York Knicks were able to have and succeed in passing off the keys to the city, receiving their championship parade. And all of them had sunglasses on, as they should have. Congratulations once again to the New York Knicks. Congratulations, New York Knicks fans in New York. It looked like an absolute party that we saw. I saw a woman pull another woman off of a light pole and then like start twerking on it. And then the woman was so mad, she pulled the woman's pants down and she continued to just twerk in her face with a naked ass.
Oh my God. I saw a video of a guy that passed out on top of a vehicle and the nurse climbs up to resuscitate him, does so, and then he's trying to catch a kiss. He wakes back up and tries to give her a kiss, and she pushes him down, and everyone in the crowd is just going crazy. It's so cool to see. I'm glad they're not breaking shit today.
Have you ever had CPR done to you?
No.
Neither have I. Never had like the boyhood dream of like, the hot lifeguard like waking you up after possibly drowning.
No.
Never had that happen.
You want to be Sleeping Beauty?
Sure. All right, now. We appreciate you guys being here. Brought to you by our sponsors at Lucky Rebel. Click that QR code. We're going to talk about everything on the slate tonight. As those guys kind of touched on before they got out of there, 2 games in the World Cup. The guys touched on it earlier on Morning Spread. We're going to touch on these last 2 games. Sorry, Biz, about the game that just finished 4-1 as, was it Switzerland that just played? The Swiss, right? Glock in the head. Sorry, dog. We're going to talk about it tonight. Qatar, Canada, we'll talk about that. Mexico, South Korea should be a banger to finish off the night. We've got some fun for you guys as Gretzky Betsky stops by for his return. Where in the world is Gretzky Betsky? And he also might be giving us a move on the Stanley Cup Finals next year, if you guys want to bet on something in the future. I don't know what Betsky's doing, though, so don't hold me to that.
He's betting the Flames for the Stanley Cup next year.
Sure. He also likes lighting his money on fire, a.k.a. flame. That's what he enjoys.
Good
apparently.
odds. It's $5 billion to 1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you want to like invest in that instead of the lottery, go for it. How about this? Flames to win the Stanley Cup, Titans to win the Super Bowl, and you and I can both know that's never hitting. How about that?
Oh, perfect. But I will say shout out to Ginla. His daughter was just drafted into the PWHL just the other day.
All right now.
So both his kids are pros now.
Chat, if you guys want Canadian lore out the ass, you came to the right show, and Sook will always make sure that you have that. We got, like I said, World Cup. We got the diamond. We got baseball. We have, just the tip. We're getting back in the lab with our dogs, Tipster. I'm going to be the tipster for Tipmaster and giving you guys the moves with our friends at Tipmaster. I'll show you guys my favorite play today in the WNBA slate, as there is a singular WNBA game, but it's going to be a banger, and it's on Amazon Prime as the Fever taking on the Dream. So it's a fever dream that I'm feeling later tonight, maybe. A fever dream. Oh. We're going to be watching it on the WNBA slate. It's going to be great.
Just a little tease of who the tip of the day is, but like, I'm not going to say anything out of pocket, but I will say she should stop talking in the public. Just calm down.
Yeah, we'll get there. But I have 4 plays in that game. I really like this game. It should be a good one. Obviously, Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark, but it should be a really good time. But before we get into any of the betting, before we get to any of that, we'll cook the parlay at the end of the show. Chef will probably be here to give us the moves from the hub. Yeah, Caitlin Clark, absolutely. We're going to play a new game today.
Okay.
Now, this is a fun game. You guys have probably seen this game on social media in various aspects. I have no idea how this is going to go. We're not playing Don't Get Got. Don't worry, Shags is not going to get got until Monday, but we'll be sure to get Shaggy at some point on Monday. I told Biz to stay around for this game because it's going to be fun. So, Biz, get up here.
Okay.
We got a threesome.
There he is.
All right. All right now. This game, chat, is called Are We in Sync? Not the band, but Are We in Sync? We're all going to say an athlete. I would like 1, 2, 3, and we're just going to say an athlete. And from the athletes we say, then we have to all get to the point where we say the same athlete. You understand?
Yep.
So we're taking like context clues of what we say in each individual round on where we're going to go and how we're going to get to the same athlete at the same time. Chat, you guys know the deal? Very nice. Yes, it is. We like it a lot. Okay. All right. Yeah, exactly. All right. So you guys get it. Ready? You guys got athlete. I'm just going to count us down.
I think I got it. So when you count us down like a rocket ship, then we yell the name.
Then you yell the name of who you're thinking of. And then we're all going to compare, and then we're going to try to get it to the same one by the time we count down.
Okay.
I even sent you the fucking video on how to play this game. Why am I explaining the game to you?
Because I don't understand anything, man. I need to be explained things multiple times. You know this as my employer.
Yes. Okay. All right. Don't say it like that. That's weird. I know it as your.
Now you feel dirty.
Yeah, that's gross. Ew. Chat, I don't like it when these guys call me boss. It sucks. Okay.
Sorry,
guys.
boss.
Shut up. All right. Here we go. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Jalen
LeBron.
Okay. All right. So you said Jaylen Brown. You said LeBron James. I said Serena Williams.
Serena, J. Will, and LeBron.
No. Not J. Will.
Oh.
Did you say Jalen Williams?
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown. JB.
Okay.
Jaylen
Brown, LeBron.
So now
Serena.
So they're all black.
Yes, they are all black. Good job.
Good context clues there.
Thank you.
We can't like talk about it too much because we have to just like get there. You know, we can't like say, we're going this direction now.
Okay, then like, this is hard.
Yeah, no, it's not easy. Okay. I kind of threw us a wrench with the Serena Williams thing, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
Sorry about that. I got something. I got something. Do you guys got something?
You're the only one.
Actually, sure.
I feel like I'm gonna fuck this up so bad, boys.
Sure. You will.
Sure.
You will.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Jason
Jason Tatum.
Oh no, Disney!
I was close. You were good, Biz. Well done. You guys
said Tatum too, Sook?
Yeah.
You guys are synced up. I'm the fucking outlaw here. Okay, so I said Kobe. You guys said Jason Tatum, and you guys both said JT, and I said Kobe. I feel like we can get there now, boys.
Very comparable players.
I feel like we can get there now.
But like, we're not allowed to talk at all, or can we give like a hinty winky wink?
No winks. Oh. No wink, hint, nudge, nudge.
Okay,
count. You guys ready? Are we all? Do we all have someone? I feel like
it's not the person in chat. Let's just say that.
I'm not looking at chat.
Okay.
I'm looking at you, boys. We're synced up, boys. We need to be synced up. Okay.
Ready? So look, we're here. We need to stay here.
You guys stay here.
Okay.
And I'm coming to join you.
Disney, if we're here, we're here.
Yes, you guys are there. Are you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Paul Pierce.
Oh! What did Disney say?
Shaq. That was a good one too, though. That was good. All right. I feel like we're here now, though. We're here, right?
Shaq, Paul Pierce,
and I said PP.
No. Just count it down. We all got to say something.
I got fucking nothing.
Hang on.
You got it.
You said Shaq, and we said Paul Pierce. Come on, you know. Come on.
Fine.
Come on, you know. You have to know.
You got it.
I don't think I do, but we're here.
All right,
we're here.
1, 2, 3.
Kevin Garnett.
Oh, God damn it, Sook. You were right, Alex. Sook already said Kobe Bryant.
Oh, my God.
Chad, this is going well.
I thought KG was the right answer. Sook. Have we all fumbled one now?
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Clean slate. We're on Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett, and Kobe.
Okay, we're gonna go one place next. We're all gonna say it right now. Manifest.
Mm-hmm.
Next place. Count us down, Jesus.
All right, ready? 3. You got one?
No.
Okay.
No.
There's one name we haven't said. that's like
the other
from
name
that generation.
from the Boston one.
Oh no.
Count him down. Put the pressure on him. Count him down.
3,
Oh no.
2, 1.
Ray Allen.
Ray Allen.
Yeah!
There we go.
Yeah! Yes, let's go. There you go.
Ray
We
Allen.
did it.
I'm glad I picked that up.
Ray
Holy
Allen.
smokes.
Okay. Holy shit. We're in sync, boys. We made it.
Heart's
We were
beating out of my chest.
Yes. Holy fuck. Okay.
If we were NSYNC, I think I'd be Joey Fatone.
I think I would be Timberlake.
No.
No. Just a hard no. God. Oh my God. Oh man. All right, so there we go. We're in sync. You guys like that game? Stress
That was
out.
good. That was good.
Yeah. Chad, did you guys like it now that you kind of understand what's happening?
Yeah, that was good.
Sure.
That was good.
Sure. All right, Biz, go
Thanks,
enjoy
B.
before
Thanks,
you
B.
before you dip out of here. I know you got to get out of here and enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Do you have any plays you want to mention to the kids?
Oh, snap. I mean, if you want to get cheeky with me in the Mexico and South Korea game, because I know Kaufman might and PJ might. Money line as a draw and both teams to score. So we're talking
4-1,
1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, 5-5. Just both teams to score in a draw.
Interesting.
Ironically, it's like plus 365, but it's the one I have the most confidence in because everything that's happened in the past like 6 hours, not what I'm expecting.
You got any thoughts on that Canada game?
Yeah, I do. I tailed what I kind of went off what Shags was saying with Canada and supposedly putting their foot down, and you got to get a win. So we're taking Canada in over 2.5 goals.
Ooh.
Okay.
So even
Canada
if
money
Guitars-
line and over 2.5 goals.
Yeah. So I mean, this would also work, Stifler, assuming they win.
Mm-hmm.
But it's minus 105, probably about even money. So that's all I got.
All right now.
That's what I'm gonna be sweating.
Okay. Well, you go sweat. We got there in the end. Shout out Ray Allen.
Yeah. Wow. Didn't think that's who we would end up on.
Three-pointer.
Serena Williams.
Bang! It's good. Wins the game at the buzzer.
It's for you, Kev.
Also, real quick before we send Bisney go on his way, because I know he loves hoops. Do you guys see that thing? Like, because we're just talking about Ray Allen being ostracized from that 08 Big Three Celtics team. Do you guys see that all of the 16 Cavs are on a vacation now? And Kyrie Irving ghosted everybody and didn't even respond, but the entire team is doing a 10th anniversary celebration in Europe, and Kyrie doing Kyrie things just didn't respond.
I mean, are we shocked?
Did you see the video of them golfing and JR is like stepping up to hit his drive and LeBron's like, good shot. Can't say that word.
Oh. I was like, you can say bitch. And then I was like, oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Not that one.
JR went to, I forget what school it was, but he went back to university because he got
I
drafted
want to
out
say
of
it
high
was
school.
Stanford.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was Stanford.
And then he played for the
That's a good
golf team.
Yeah, he was actually really good. I think he got his degree from there.
Yeah, his goal is actually, I think, to play on some tours.
Or was it
coming up
ASU?
forward.
Was it ASU? Ronan,
I don't
think
know the
Ronan
school.
knows. Oh, NCAT.
NCAT Aggies men's golf team.
Interesting. Random.
Guy can rip it though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out LeBron too.
He also said him and LeBron have not talked about that moment in the finals.
10 years later.
I'm sure. Do you guys see that? Speaking of this, and then we'll let. Did you guys see that interview with? I really don't like Richard Jefferson, but he had a great interview with Kevin Love.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see that clip that went kind of viral on the timeline?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he was talking to Kevin Love, and he was like, "So what? What kind of YouTube videos do you like?" I don't know how they got on this. I didn't watch the whole thing, but the clip was basically Kevin Love was like, "Well, bro, like if I get high, I'll go watch these highlights of this time period. But then if I get like really high, then I watch like this time period of this player. And then if I get like super duper stoned, I go watch like Larry Bird highlights. It was crazy talk, dude, and it was awesome.
Oh, Ronan dropping in our private chat that he went to a HBCU on purpose.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, Biz. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, big dog. We appreciate you.
Sweating out some soccer. See you,
Go
boys.
sweat on the pitch.
Keep that Caterpillar crisp.
Hey, no Taco Bell today.
I'll be sweating Baja Blast from my hair.
Give your tummy a break, okay? Give your tummy a break.
It was rough earlier.
You're young. Punish your body.
Sure. You know what? Fuck it. Get a fucking quadruple, whatever the Cordita Crunch or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Close enough. Yeah, I'll get like 5 of those. All right, don't worry. I'll let you know how they are.
Post it on the timeline. Post me a pic. I want to see it.
Got you. All right, boys. See you
later, homie. Peace. Okay. We're in sync now, Suck. I feel it. We'll have Betsky join us soon. We'll have Chef join us soon for the vibes. We have some plays to give across on the singular WNBA game. I have a play on the diamond. Sook has 3 plays for you guys on the diamond. Hope you're excited. I want to address this, though, from our private chat from Mr. Ronan. Also, shout out Ronan for making our kick-ass new intro. Hope you guys liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Ronan has said the Jets have a better chance than the Titans to win the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, no.
Now, Ronan, I appreciate your candor, big dog, but that is false information. Legitimately not factual. Wish that there was a way. You want to just, how about this? How about we bet on, it's going to be great because the Jets play the Titans week 1. And I've done a bet against a team week 1 against the Titans and had to watch as all of us sit together in the first week in Chicago for week 1 2 years ago as the Bears, as Will Levis, and the Bears beat the Titans in Chicago. I want to do something with Ronan about the Jets and the Titans game for week 1. You're probably going to be on the Jets side because you're still sour with me on the fact that I think the Saints are going to win the NFC South.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I did not like that one bit, but we'll talk about it when we do our preview videos in the summer for all of the NFC and AFC conferences.
We will. That'll be fun. Check out our YouTube channel. Suck and I previewed all the conferences and all the divisions last year. We'll be doing it again this year. I can't wait to dive back into that in like a month. It'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, fuck you, Ronan. That's not happening. We'll talk about that later. Yeah. What could go wrong, Kev? Terrible. This guy. Oh, man. All right, we got Gretzky joining us. We're going to talk some betting here in a little bit. We'll bring up our tip master play of the day. We'll play just the tip. Gretzky's like, what the hell are we talking about? But that's okay. Let's bring up the big doggy. Where in the world is Gretzky Betsky's? Except today, he's just at his desk. Hey, bud.
Well, the office looks a little different. As you can see, the Coors light is not on. The lights in the office are not on. I haven't combed my beard, shaved, or combed my hair since the Stanley Cup final was won by the Carolina Hurricanes because there's no hockey. So there's really nothing to get out of bed for. This is the first time I've left my bedroom. So,
what about the draft, Betsky? You're a big draft guy.
Next week we will start to figure it out, but I'm in mourning of no hockey still. So give me my space and my time, please.
GG's. Well, thank you for taking some time out of your no longer very busy schedule to come and hang out with us for a few minutes.
Yeah. Well, I got ice on the brain still, so we are going to do a very, very early Stanley Cup final winner, Western Conference final and Eastern Conference final, and some value I'm already finding on the board for all you hockey maniacs out there who are placing bets for the end of next season in June of 2026. So I was digging around today. Yeah.
Let me tee it up for the kids. So right now, as we're looking at this, the Carolina Hurricanes are 7-1 as the quote unquote favorites for the Stanley Cup next year. Then you got the Avs at 8-1, VGK at 80 or at a little over 8-1. Panthers 11-1, Oilers 11-1, Lightning at 12-1. Then the list continues after that. But go ahead.
Yeah. And, in the famous words of Matthew McConaughey in True Detective season 1, time is a flat circle here. And I think we're going to get a three-peat, if you will, of the Ice Cats and the Oilers.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. Today, I like the value on both of them, plus 1,100 for each on the green book. This is to win the cup. I really feel like, for two reasons, Edmonton has to at least get back to the finals this year, or I feel like McDavid's gone, right?
Oh, yeah.
I heard some rumors of him potentially signing a 7-year contract, but I mean, I feel like they got to go all in. They got to figure this out. And it seems like they're finally going to potentially address the goaltending. Ice Cats on the other side of this, the Florida Panthers, they essentially got to take the entire season off after going to the Cup Finals 3 straight years and winning back-to-back. Barkov missed the entire season. Tkachuk missed most of the season and didn't come back after the Olympics. Who else was injured? I mean, Marchand missed a lot of time at the end. They never got to run it back. They signed all their guys last offseason and didn't get to run it back. If Bob leaves, they could be saving so much money on the cap, and they potentially could get an upgrade if Hellebuck goes there and can actually learn to perform in the playoffs. He needs a little blue chew, if you will, for the playoffs. But I think these are two teams that have the most need to win this year. I think the Stanley Cup final window is going to be closing very soon for the Panthers. They have no picks or prospects. I think they could get a blessing with saving money on Bob, still having a great goaltender, and being able to add depth elsewhere. Every single player and their grandmother wants to play in Florida right now. This is a team that didn't get to rerun it back. They pretty much got to golf all offseason, take care of themselves, pamper themselves a little bit. I think they're going to be rested and hungry. Edmonton, I do think it's more of a stretch, but
I get the logic. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
11-1 for both of those. If you want to play some futures that you want to just put in the old cup of coffee range and wait for another year, literally calendar year, basically, for some of these. You said you had some conference futures too on the west and the east side?
Yeah. So what we've learned from Florida and Edmonton is all they have to do is make it. So I don't necessarily want any of them for winning the division. I'll start with my conference ones real quick. I think if you want to have a nice hedge opportunity here, I think you get the most value on Montreal to win the conference. And I think that's a team that is going to get better. They're at 1,100 as well. So I don't mind throwing that dart there, even if I think I like the Ice Cats to win it all better. I don't think I trust Tampa anymore. And I don't think Carolina can repeat. I think they got very lucky. Your cousin is Ivan Stenberg.
He's been talking about Stifler has been talking about this for multiple weeks.
Holy cow!
Yeah,
cousin Ivor guaranteed it.
He's like putting up records in the Swiss Hockey League for a 17-year-old. He's like up there with some of the best in this.
Can I bet Stenberg number 2 pick is -115? So are we nuking this, Stifler?
Yeah, Ivar. Sorry. That's the dyslexia. There is some talk that San Jose wants a defenseman, but Stifler may know a little bit more than we know. And
just because we're talking draft Betsky, what do you think about Manny Malhotra? Shout out, he's Punjabi, not just Canadian, but also from my place in India. Caleb, slated to go 3rd overall. Do you think Vancouver pulls the trigger and takes the coach's son?
Oh man, I think that would be so weird. But they need a center.
He's -400 to go 3 overall right now.
Oh my god.
I guess so. I guess they are.
Stifler. It's all that CTE, dude. Well, we'll have some draft preview stuff from you next week, as the draft is next Friday. We'll have some more. We're in the world, and Gretzky Beskies is going to probably be some draft content. But there's a couple of futures in the market if you want to get involved with some Cup winners next year. Dude, last thing, did you see the Brindamore? Like we talked, Sook brought this up the other day. It was sick about how he trained the entire team all season long by putting like a cinder block on some of the things.
35-pound cinder block.
Yeah, and before every workout, they had to lift it over their head, and they didn't know why. And then it's the way to the Cup. That was incredible. I know that none of us really wanted the Hurricanes to win it, but all the stories that came out afterwards.
All those guys deserve it. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Now we can be done with it.
Yeah,
Mark
now we can move on from that.
Flames legend is a champ.
Taylor Hall too. You're good. You're glad about Taylor Hall.
Yeah. No, I like a lot of those players. It's the collection of them that isn't as fun on a betting perspective.
Oh yeah.
I got one more I want to pitch though.
Yeah.
Real quick. Sorry. Division winner. I was hinting at it. Panthers have proven they don't need a win to win the whole thing, win the division. So I like Montreal plus 600 or Buffalo for plus 700 for the Atlantic. The one I really love, though, and I just cannot believe my eyes here, Anaheim at plus 500 to win the Pacific. Are you kidding me? Wow. There's a good chance they're going to be better. I don't trust Vegas. Who knows what that team's going to look like? I mean, they may just throw stone in the trash and figure out how to get Larkin or something, which would be crazy. But
and they got to go on a coaching search now.
They hired their AHL coach.
Oh, they already did.
Coach. Yeah, which I don't know. I mean, this just seems like it means a regression. And then they're another team. All they need to do is sneak in. They weren't great during the regular season, and then Oilers always struggle at the gate. So, give me Ducks at plus 500. I would please send them to Boston. That's fine by me. I don't want them in Utah.
You're I love your hatred of the Bruins. It's so awesome. Okay, so we're getting maybe a three-peat of we gotta hope. Maybe getting a three-peat of or three times in the last 4 seasons, I guess, of the Oilers taking on the Cats. If you want to sprinkle on that, you got some Montreal love to win the Western Conference, and then you got the Ducks, the Duckies, to quack in the Pacific Division at 5-1 as well.
Yeah, I really like that one. That may be my favorite out of all those. I think that's really really good odds.
You don't like the Preds to win the Central at 30-1? Come on now.
Yeah, no, man.
Sook already said that he's betting the Flames to win the Cup, and that's all you need to know.
Of course.
And I told him that it's Flames to win the Cup, Titans to win the Super Bowl, and I'll see you in Cabo.
No, we'd be Elon Musk if that hit.
Sook,
we'd be in dialogue.
I feel like we have to put a I feel like we have to put a singular dollar on this, because could you imagine? I mean, this is not happening, but could you imagine the Flames win the Cup and the Titans win the Super Bowl, and us are sitting here talking about it in June, and neither one of us put a fucking dollar on it?
That means we live in a simulation run by the two of us.
Yeah. There's
chat. Would you guys like to live in that simulation? I feel like that'd be a cool simulation, man.
And the Arizona Coyotes are gonna phoenix out of the ashes and win the Stanley Cup next year. What book has that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to be back in that reality. That sounds fun.
That sounds like a great time. All right. If you do, fair enough. I'll keep the Boston slander at bay. All right. So here you go. The Calgary Flames to win the Stanley Cup and the Titans to win the Super Bowl. If you put a singular dollar on this wager, a singular doll hair, you would win $65,000.
Jeez.
I've spent $1 a lot worse in my life. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
What if we just put a unit on both of them to make the playoffs next year?
That's too smart. I don't like that. This is way more irresponsible.
Hey, I'll be irresponsible with the dollar. I'm fine with that.
I'm doing it right now, so I don't forget. Let me, Todd, I'll just tell you, I'm getting text from PJ right back right now for you in the chat. Todd, thanks for asking the question about the College World Series. Game 1 is on Saturday. This is from PJ. He's taking Oklahoma to win Game 1 and the series. I don't know exactly what time of the show they talked about it, and I think they got a little off the rails at certain points, so you'll have to watch it when we go back. However, PJ will be doing a preview piece at bettingnews.com talking about the College World Series this weekend. So if you want to go look around when we're done with the show, you can look at that probably in the first half hour, I would say. So scroll through that and see. And then, like I said, PJ will have an article at Betting News, which is free to read tomorrow morning as well, or tomorrow, late morning, to preview the entire tournament this weekend. So check that out as well. But thanks for the question in the YouTube chat. All right, since we're doing this, and then we'll let Betsky get out of here. Since you brought this up, so I'll blame you. You said to make the playoffs. I don't know if they have that market available in the NHL right now.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't.
They only have like team futures.
Yeah.
We could do them to win the division.
Ooh.
Which is
wide open.
Imagine they fucking don't win the division and then they make the playoffs.
We messed around so hard in the last 20 games of the season. Craig Conroy is putting together a really good club, and everyone forgets the best player in college in the NCAA last year was a Flames prospect. So we'll see what he does in camp and if we bring him up. And I'm a big Scoronado guy as well.
Scoronado. Yeah, you do like Donato. I'm trying to just see winner. I don't think I can do it. Whatever, dude. Just put the dollar on them to make the Super Bowl, and then we can, remember this on June 18th, 2026. Chat, you heard it here first. So if imagine both of our teams make it to the conference finals. What a fucking sweat we would have on our hands.
Oh yeah.
And
not happening, but we can dream. Kids can dream.
Hey man, that's what June 18th is for.
Let's replay. We'll place this bet in 3 more years again.
Yeah, exactly. We'll feel the odds will be a little better, a little worse.
The odds will be a little
a little different. All right, Betsky, appreciate you, big dog.
Yeah,
I hope you can turn the light back on soon. It feels a little feels a little sad back there.
Healing a little bit. This helped, so we'll get that Coors Light.
I'm already dreaming about what your video is going to be for the NHL season next year. This year you killed it.
Already.
I'm sure he does. Yeah, he does. All right,
we're going to be workshopping that pretty soon here.
Let's go.
Go follow Betsky on the timeline. We'll see you, big dog. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Ciao.
Later, buddy.
What you know about rolling down in the down in the now I know y'all be loving this shit right here.